Number 3 segment, my resistance to that assessment, that personal assessment of myself, because I want to point the finger. I'm so fast at pointing the finger. Judging. That 4th segment, this is the one before I got started here. That's subconscious. And the simplicity of it is consciousness is more powerful.
Welcome to Aloha Speaks, home of Malama Aloha Pono with Alexander Noman.
Aloha, Alex here. And this topic, reinventing the wheel, has been a long time coming. The parentheses says, exercise in futility / metaphor. So, of course, I like to drill down. I call it, in Malama Aloha Pono, the microscopic perspective, because it's so easy to just blow past reinventing the wheel as a metaphor. But how much of an exercise in futility it would be, because it's a circle. It's a simple circle. It rolls. It's done. It's been done. Oh my goodness, a long time ago. And really, how insane would that be? It would be. How about reinventing the wheel as a square? Or a hexagon. Let's have that as the wheel. I think the circle works pretty good. So what is the metaphor? Because it is, how many different words could be ridiculous, insane. I said exercising futility. So this is a metaphor for Malama Aloha Pono. Because how insane would that be? To be reinventing the wheel when I would love, I'll put that in quotes, would love, because I really wouldn't, to wake up into a day and be free of any concern, and say, take a break from any concern of any addiction, any worry about, maybe I could really and truly have a social drink. Right? That's the dream of alcoholics in the drinking mode. So, this time I could have, and there's this in the book of Alcoholics Anonymous, there's this chapter called The Doctor's Opinion by Dr. Silkworth. I didn't even know I was going to go here, but the most important part in there talks about that, where one of the biggest lines, they cannot differentiate the true from the false. That lie being said, like, this time I can have just a few. Okay. So come into this day and, not deal with it, or this week, no meetings, because that's the mind. It's a different kind of a life. How about some self-pity? Yeah, poor me. That's the whole thing. So, in fact, that's the core. It's not the symptom of whether it's the drink or the drug or the cigarettes or the gambling or the relationship codependency or those aren't. It is the self-pity, the anger, I flipped to this. I was going to read something in here. When I was flipping, I hit on this page 98. I opened to by accident, and I had this. It says pride and fear and anger. Right there in yellow. Those are the prime enemies. This is a different book. It's the Alcoholics Anonymous Comes of Age. So, this is Bill W. Anyway. I'm talking about reinventing the wheel here. So, because the pride's the first word in there. Fear, anger. Pride wants to say, so Malama Aloha Pono has a better way, a better, number one, way. It's none. It never was, never anything. I was thinking how it took, it was 15 years in the making. I'm going, so what? How long was in active addiction and gaining, what do we call it? All the experience, right, of how devastating this disease is. My first drink was at 7 years old. My first drunk, and I mean drunk, was at 12. And that's when I was hooked. That's why, this is the answer. 12 years old. I'm 69. I'm coming up on 13 years. So do the math. 53, I think it was 52, 53, whatever it was. 12. That's 40 years. 40 years of experience and way more than the alcohol, all these other addictions too. And the mind. So, Malama Aloha Pono are the and in I was flipping page 98. I didn't even know I was going to go here, but let's go there. It says right here, 98. Go back there again. These are the prime enemies of our common welfare. It's common. Let's go back to the notes then. The Washingtonian Society. Where did they go? Because what happened before AA was here? I hadn't been born yet. That was in 1934 is when Bill W. got sober, and then 1935 when he got with Dr. Bob, and they started I wasn't even born yet. But what happened before that? Well, there was the Washingtonian Society. They got up to 500,000 members of people sober. What happened? Where'd they go? Okay, I don't want to get too deep into the weeds, but it got diluted. What happened? They got political and lost sight of what we call primary purpose was. And then boom, they were gone. What I see happening is the same kind of thing threatening AA. This reinventing the wheel. It's like the wheel has already been invented. And here it is on page 67. It was way back. Bill W. was already sober, and he needed to work with other people. He knew that was part of it. But nobody else was staying sober. And I'm talking about Dr. Silkworth here. He was the one that was a normie that was working with tens of thousands and seeing these common. And he saw this spiritual, and he even talks about Dr. Jung, that knew that this person that originally worked with Dr. Jung, he needed to have what was called spiritual experience for a psychic change to turn things around, because he was so far gone. That ended up working with Ebby, that Ebby ended up working with Bill W. And then Bill W. knew that was part of it, working with others, working with her. But 6 months went by, and he couldn't keep anyone else sober. Boom, page 67. He's on his way to Akron for a business thing, convention thing. And he tells Dr. Silkworth, I'm not keeping anyone. No one else. Oh, no. Just before leaving for Akron, I'm going to read this paragraph. It starts at the bottom of page 67. Just before leaving for Akron, Dr. Silkworth had given me a great piece of advice. Without it, AA might never have been born. He had not met. He was going to meet Dr. Bob, the first member to come in before AA even existed. He would meet him in Akron. Look, Bill, Dr. Silkworth says, he said, you're having nothing but failure because you are preaching at these alcoholics. You are talking to them about the Oxford group. This is Bill W. writing this. This is right from the horse's mouth here. You're preaching to them. You're talking to them about the Oxford group precepts. This was the basis for what he was working with. The Oxford group precepts of being absolutely honest, absolutely pure, absolutely unselfish, and absolutely loving. This is a very big order. Then you top it off by harping on this mysterious spiritual experience of yours, because of this white light experience that Bill W. had had in the bed of the hospital that Dr. Silkworth was attending while Bill W. was there. And Dr. Silkworth wasn't in the room when it happened, but Bill W. had told him about it, and all he knew was, hey man, whatever it took, you're sober, keep it going. So he was in support of it. But he's saying you're harping on this, you're harping on that mysterious spiritual experience of yours. No wonder they point their finger to their heads and go out and get drunk. Why don't you turn your strategy the other way around? Aren't you the very fellow who once showed me that book by the psychologist James, which says that deflation at great depth is the foundation of most spiritual experiences? Have you forgotten about that? Have you also forgotten that Dr. Carl Jung in Zurich had told a certain alcoholic that Roland Hazard, that was his name, that had gone out, that was the beginning of this whole thing. So serendipitous. The one who later helped sober up your friend Ebby, that his only hope of salvation was a spiritual experience. No, Bill, you've got the cart before the horse. You've got to deflate those people first. See, it's the D. No, I'm saying C. No, I've got to see. That's where this whole Malama Aloha Pono is about, is my resistance to the, I want to go off on all these other tangents of, all this and this and this. No. It's the deflation of the ego. You've got to deflate these people first. So give them the medical business and give it to them hard. Pour it right into them about the obsession. The obsession of the mind is what Dr. Silkworth called it. The obsession that condemns them to drink. And the physical sensitivity or allergy of the body that condemns them to go mad or die if they keep on drinking. Okay. So, enough is enough. This is it. See, because, now see, I have this note that says, stop saying see. Stop saying, stop saying see. And that's part of the 6 segments for me. It's the honesty. And admitting an honesty. I have a hard time with that. Listening. Ask anybody who's close to me. Nobody will push back. Am I good? I'm a better listener. I am. But that doesn't hold any water when I still need so badly to continue to improve my listening. There is so much value in growth of my listening ability, my empathy, my objectivity. The daily number 3 segment, my resistance to that assessment, that personal assessment of myself, because I want to point the finger. I'm so fast at pointing the finger, judging. That 4th segment, this is the one before I got started here. It's that, you see, see, that's subconscious. There is so much to the subconscious thing. In the simplicity of it is consciousness is more powerful. That's Dr. Jung had so much experience in research. And at the bottom of all of his research was that core revelation. And yet it doesn't matter if Dr. Jung was there or not, did the research or not, it's still true. Whether Dr. Jung was ever born or not, or he ever chose that profession or not, it still doesn't change the fact that it is true. Consciousness is. Long before he was ever born, it's been. And righting wrongs. It's not that I can right the wrongs, to put that effort and, again, consciousness into that realm of that attempt through the admittance. It has a value to me. But the point is, the resistance to doing that is what I am looking at every day. My resistance to overcome that, and then that, of course, self-love, because there's a self-esteem. And I don't want to admit that. And in my behavior is how I don't want to admit that. It doesn't matter what my words say. My behavior says loud and clear, I have high self-esteem. To compensate for what? Low self-esteem is still haunting me due to that, when that to that maybe laziness or when I go unconscious. When I don't stay conscious, boom, that lie of low self-esteem. It's in there, waiting. Shows up in the behavior, regardless what I say. Oh, look how. Or try to act out that everyone can see through. Everyone can see through. Reinvent the wheel. So insanity could be doing the same thing over and over again, expecting, I call it wishing for different results. It can also be reinventing the wheel. Insanity. The flip side, the healing of that, or the sanity side of that is the gratitude, letting go and enjoying that peace. Aloha.